Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing sort of the second part to my anxiety series that I'm doing at the moment. I just finished recording a little end of 2015 update on how my anxiety has been, so I'll link that down below. As always, I will link my original anxiety video and post down below if you want to get a full backstory into my story. But this video is going to be for those people who know someone in their life who is dealing with anxiety or panic attacks, and you might not know how to approach them on the subject. You might not know what to say to them or what to do if they're having a panic attack. So it may be a partner, a friend, a family member, a boyfriend, a girlfriend. It could be anyone, and hopefully some of these tips will help you approach the subject with them. So firstly, I want to say everyone's anxiety is different. No two people experience the same symptoms or are triggered really by the same thing. It may come out of nowhere. You may not even realise that they're having a panic attack. So a lot of this is going to be sort of what I find helpful, or just some things that I feel may be helpful. I can't stress enough that you should talk to that person first, have a calm conversation with them about what triggers their anxiety, what you can do for them if you're around with them when they're having an attack, what they'll be feeling at the time. You're just getting more of an understanding into what you can do for them. So with this video I will have a corresponding blog post down below, which will be probably a lot better worded than what I'm going to say. I do have some notes, but it's definitely going to be better worded in a blog post, so I recommend that you have a quick look at that as well, in case there's anything I've missed out in this video. So if someone you know comes to you and says, I'm dealing with anxiety, I'm dealing with panic attacks, you should know that that's probably a really big step for them to open up to you, and that I know for me I felt almost like it could be seen as a weakness, and you're essentially asking for help in a way. I know I was. Even if you don't understand what they're going through or even what anxiety or panic attacks are, just ask that you be as supportive as you can in that moment. You could say, I don't fully understand what you're going through, but tell me about it. What causes it? What triggers it? What symptoms do you feel? And how can I help? I think just listening to the person and giving them that time for them to talk to you is really important. And sometimes it may be hard for them to tell you what they're feeling. I know for me, when I first told my parents, I actually sent them a link to Zoella's video, because it showed that I wasn't the only one going through this, and she had that experience to be able to comprehend what was going on. I felt like she was able to tell my parents what anxiety was better than I could at the time, because I'd only just started going through it. So if you're someone with anxiety and you're thinking, I don't know how to make this person understand, you could show them Zoella's video, Zoe Sugg, or you could show them my video if you want, just to show that you're not the only one that goes through with this. You could send them this video and say, look, I know this might be hard on you, but this is like what I need you to watch, and I think it might be helpful for you. I'll go on to some things that you can do to help a person with anxiety, or if they're having a panic attack. But again, I stress talking to the person, because something that may work for me may not work for someone else. For example, I go extremely quiet during a period of anxiety, usually because I'm feeling quite nauseous, so I wouldn't want someone bombarding me with loads of questions or trying to get lots of answers out of me. That just would not work. Sometimes you can ask me the questions, but it doesn't mean I'm going to respond right away. I might just do it in my own time. So one thing that is probably the biggest point is actions can speak louder than words. For me especially, just someone holding my hand, giving me a hug can be the most reassuring thing, because then you know that someone's there with you, supporting you, even if they don't quite fully know what you're going through. It's just knowing you've got that support there. And like I said, talking to them about what can trigger their anxiety can be really helpful for you, because you will know what situations can be quite triggering for them, and you can either help them to avoid the situation, which I wouldn't recommend so much. You can help them push through the situation, and just like test their boundaries. So if it's like, if you know that a party would really make them feel quite anxious, you can say to them, we can go, if you feel anxious after 10 minutes, we can go home. Like, just being able to know that you've got that freedom to leave and that you're not going to be trapped in that situation, again, it's really reassuring, but also can help them to test the boundaries of their anxiety. If you know someone suffers with anxiety, you may know that they have learned some breathing exercises, and it would be quite beneficial for you as a family member or a friend or their partner to learn those breathing exercises, because I know for me it can be very hard to focus during a panic attack, and sometimes it can be hard to even focus on breathing, and having someone who knows your breathing exercises can help sort of calm you down and sort of directly talk to you and put you in that more of a calm situation. I think that is quite a useful thing to learn. So there are a ton of things you can say to someone, and a ton of things that I advise you don't say to someone with anxiety. Today I'm going to focus on things that would be helpful to say, and again, there's a list of these on my blog post. Things you could say to someone, like just some helpful little sentences. Just like you could say, how can I help you? That is just probably one of the best things you can say, and getting them just to tell you what they need from you. Even if they don't answer, they will tell you when they want to and when they can, what they need from you. Like I said, I go very quiet, so I might not, like, it may seem rude, but I may not answer you at that time. Say things like, I'm here for you, I'm here to support you, we can get through this, this won't last forever, what you're feeling is okay. There's nothing worse than someone saying it's all in your head, and just being like, brushing it aside. That is the worst thing you can do, because what they're feeling at that moment is real, and even though it may be completely irrational what they're feeling, they'll probably know that, and for you to re-emphasise that is not helpful. Just saying that they're going to be okay, and things like that is the best thing that you can say at that time. But again, if you talk to them, they'll have their own things of what they'd like you to do in that moment. So for me, I'm really lucky in the sense that I've got a boyfriend who is very supportive of my anxiety, and is just amazing when it comes to it. One thing that he did for me, which was really great, and I did suggest to him, was that he recorded some voice recordings for me. So when I went on a plane, because he knows that airports and flying is sort of the biggest tester for me, he did a few voice recordings to help sort of calm me down. They were very reassuring in the sense of what he was saying, and just to hear his voice. So if you're doing something on your own and you're not going to have that support with you, that can be really beneficial. But it doesn't even have to be like your partner, it could be your mum, it could be your dad, whoever is the most comforting to you. You could ask them to do some voice recordings for you, and you can just like save them to your phone, so like even when you don't have internet you can listen to them. And yeah, so I've listened to them on the train when I'm on holiday, and it's just lovely to have that reassuring voice and to have someone calm you down in that moment. So I think that's all that I've got to say in this video. If you've got any suggestions of how someone could help a friend or a family member with anxiety, leave any suggestions down below. I will have my corresponding blog post linked somewhere on screen and down below, as well as my previous couple anxiety videos. I hope to be doing a couple more anxiety related videos in the new year. So if you've got any suggestions of videos you'd like to see, then leave them below. If you have any questions or if you're suffering from anxiety yourself, I will leave my email address down below if you want to contact me. I'm always more than happy to respond to anyone who's seen one of my videos and wants to reach out to me. I think that's all I've got to say in today's video. I hope this has been somewhat helpful, even if it's been a little bit rambly. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!